sugar. How's my little girl?
He ain't our daddy.
I am the only daddy you got. I am the damn paterfamilias.
Now Mama's got a new beau.
Vernon here's got a job. Vernon's got prospects. He's bona fide. What are you?
You can't marry him.
I can, I am, and I will.
This gentleman bothering you?
Well, you can't marry my wife.
And stay out of the Woolworth.
To get back to his wife and kids, Ulysses Everett McGill will do anything.
Say, any boy, Smitty's.
But he's about to get off on the wrong track.
Who elected you leader of this outfit?
Well, Pete, I figured it should be the one with the capacity for abstract thought. Boys, if you just stick with me. Yeah, we're in a tight spot. Believe me, I got a plan. And I can get my wife back and we can get out of here.
Okay, I'm with you fellas.
Ain't you gonna introduce us, Pete?
I've seen him first.
Them sirens loved him up and turned him into a horny toad.
You two are just dumber than a bag of hammers.
Allow me to introduce myself. Big Dan, Toot Corp.
Hey, what line of work you in, George?
Come and get me, Cappy!
Oh, George, not the livestock.
Wait a minute. Since we've been following your lead, we got nothing but trouble.
You have eluded me for the last time.
I got the answers. I'm bona fide.
Maybe your friends think I'm just a stranger. My face you never see no more. But there is one wrong.
Son, you're gonna go far.
I'll meet you on God's golden shore.
You ever been with a woman?
I gotta get the family farm back before I can start thinking about that.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Late to the Party, where we review these movies that are 10 years or older. This week's movie is from the Coen brothers, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? This movie stars George Clooney, Tim Blake Nelson, John Turturro, John Goodman, Holly Hunter, and Charles Durning, and another who's who of every Coen brothers film that was out back in the 90s. This movie has a Rotten Tomatoes score of 78%, an IMDb score of 7.7 out of 10, and a 69% Metacritic. This movie is basically the Odyssey in old-timey America, and it's I really like this film, and I really liked the book growing up, and I just want to know who hasn't watched this movie.
I never watched it from the beginning to the end before. I saw like little pieces of it in random chunks, but
we'll start with you. So Nate, finally watching this movie from beginning to end, what did you think of this film now that you've seen it in a whole?
Now that I've seen it in its entirety, I wish Lego would have seen it. It's one of those faith-affirming movies, and it was a good time. You could see lots of the allegories that were going on in it. I wished that the sirens would have been a little bit more siren-y, but
you mean topless?
it would have made for an attention grabber for sure. But no, it was good. I understood the characters, understood their motivation. I was under the impression from the brief times that I had seen it before that they spent a lot more time on the chain gang, but now they're just on the lam the whole time. So it was cool. It was cool. I liked it, and actually went down the rabbit hole and watched a couple different other reviews and just further explanations about its correlation with the Odyssey. So it was a good watch for me for sure.
Nice. Jose, was this your first time watching this movie?
was. I'm sorry. I'm gonna feel a little dumb. I didn't make that Odyssey connection until you just said it right now.
So in the very beginning of this movie, it tells you that it's based off the Odyssey, just to let you know.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, in the credits, it tells you that it's based off the Odyssey, and that Joel Cohen reinterpreted the story.
Okay, well, yeah, I need to pay attention when the movie starts again then.
Yeah, listen.
But that was cool. I had a live like, oh yeah moment. But it was cool. Yeah, you know what's funny is I actually thought I was kind of like Nate. When I started watching it, and like there was some scenes I was like, wait, I have seen pieces of this before. So seeing it all together, it was like pretty. I mean, dude, you have high standards when you go in to watch a Coen Brothers film, and those dudes find a way to always deliver. Disappointed that it's like at 70%. That's a dang shame. I feel like
Google users 88% like this movie, so we'll go with the Google users instead of the tomato.
Okay. What about my Walmart.com peep? Nobody have 5?
Let's be real. It's probably people hating on the religious themes who would just probably vote it down instantly just because.
But you have George Clooney as the naysayer the whole time too. Even after that, he was the Vincent Vega to the Jules.
I would have liked to have seen lightning strike like right next to him, just at the end of the movie where it was like, bam! Like, wake up, fool! Just you had your chance. Like, what more do you need? I had my religious moment with a buddy of mine. What should have been his religious moment, riding bikes, and I'll talk to you guys about it later. But it was very Coen-esque for sure.
Right. Scott, how many times do you guys watch?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, let Jose finish.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say like the whole thing with the Ku Klux Klan too. I found like that was really well done because it showed you the extremes and the use, like the negative use of religion and stuff like that. I think we forget a lot about that in American history, that religion was used negatively, and they did it, and it wasn't like really like distasteful. Like I really liked how they wrote this, and that was really well done. I personally really enjoyed that. That was actually my favorite scene, believe it or not.
Oh yeah, going back to that scene, I love how they have that choreography down.
like Super Bowl marching band.
How many hours did those dudes rehearse to do that for their hate?
That's what I was thinking. So I'm like, these guys ripped off the Stonecutters. It was brilliant. That was actually, I'm gonna call it now, that was my favorite scene too. But I got Nate. I really enjoyed all of that religious imagery, and like I said, I was repeating myself. It was like both extreme. It was all extremes. It was really well done and well crafted. So it was a good pick, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, I love the Coen Brothers films. Scott, how many times have you watched this film?
Like 3 or 4.
This is definitely. I can tell you, this is my third time viewing it front to back. We saw it when it came out originally. I saw it one time in the intervening years, and then this is my third time.
Yeah, I would have seen it with him those times.
Nice.
It was in the theater with your brother.
Was it my brother?
Yeah, and then
I know some of the old crew were there too, because some of those knuckleheads have been quoting this movie for decades. So
yeah,
it's got a lot of good one-liners in it.
Yeah, it does.
But that's what you would expect from the Coen brothers, right? That's how they write in a similar way to how Tarantino makes movies that are really quotable. The Coen brothers do a pretty fair job of that as well.
Yeah, definitely. Nate, what was your favorite scene or worst scene?
Oh goodness. My favorite scene is when they got their beards on at the end and they're kind of singing their way out of trouble. You know, his wife finds out that what is it? It's not worthy. What's the word I'm looking for? That he's
bona fide.
Bona fide. There you go. Wife finds out that he's bona fide, the Soggy Bottom Boys or something else, and they get their redemption and through everyone but the devil himself, and it's just it was a nice culmination of everything happening, and you get to see them getting their comeuppance and the Grand Wizard of the Clan getting his at the same time, and the dude trying to get his campaign, which you think he's the bad guy, but
right throughout the whole movie,
you think he's the bad guy, right? But he's not the guy from the clan, so he ends up being the good guy because just with like the transitive property of villainy, I guess. But it worked out. It worked out well, so it was good, and I like the song. So
nice. Scott's favorite or worst scene?
So I can't remember. There were a couple of like laugh out loud moments, but unfortunately, in most movies, when animals get hurt, I don't like it. And this time around, I don't know why, but they made animals getting hurt kind of fun.
Why you're shooting the livestock now?
I hate cows more than I hate cops, and he just lays into that one cow, and you see it, and then the cows cross the road, and they look back, and that one cow just gets nailed.
Dude, that car looks like it hits that cow, man. That's crazy.
Hell. And then just the cherry on the animal abuse sundae was when John Goodman, the Cyclops,
Big Dan,
picks up
what are you doing with that stick there, Big Dan?
and he just squeezes him, and you're like, that's messed up. And then he turns around and throws it up against the tree just to be sure. Those right there were probably, and then at the very end, when Babyface Nelson, when they're trouting him through the end of the, through the street, and they've got that cow, and he's a cow killer. Like, it wasn't the fact that he robbed all those banks and did all those things. They were super pissed that he was a cow killer. So even he, gets his thing. But yeah, like I said, those scenes were probably some laugh out loud moments. There was another one with Delmar.
Well, it's the scene where after the sirens, when they wake up, and then he says, "Oh, look, they left his heart," and then the frog comes out and he just starts screaming. Ah!
No. It was. I don't know why that this scene hit me too. I think my favorite scenes were the animal abuse scenes, but when they're breaking Pete out of the chain gang, he's sleeping and stuff,
on the bunk bed.
Delmar's on the bottom, and he's like, "You gotta get him quick, because I'm ready to go." And then all of a sudden, you don't see him because they're filming on top with John Turturro and Clooney, and all of a sudden he's like, I'm done. And then you see Clooney fall. I don't know why, but just the kind of the slapstick physical humor in this movie was good. Don't get me wrong, the dialogue and the timing and the pacing, all of that was great. It's just the physical slapstick kind of funny. That was it. The physical humor in this was just as good. It perfectly paired up for me on this one. I don't know if they quantify this as a comedy or a dramedy.
It is a comedy.
Okay, yeah. So
it won the Golden Globe for best comedy / musical.
Gotcha. So this was I forgot how good this movie was.
It's really good. It was
a lot of fun.
It's been more than a decade since we saw it. You tend to forget a lot of the highlights of the film. For me, I appreciated all of the references that place this movie in history. It takes place in 1937 in Mississippi, and then you have you have Babyface Nelson doing his stuff out there. You've got the flooding when they created the lake for the hydroelectric dam. You had references to the Great Depression, when his cousin sells him out. It's like, I'm sorry I had to do it on account of something they call the Depression. There's just like so
the
many.
funniest scene is, I'm gonna be in prison till 1987. I was supposed to get out in 2 weeks.
You ruined my life. Yeah, no, there's just so much good going on in this film.
I'm gonna be 84.
But I like
I'll be 82.
The historical references. Yeah,
it's hard to pick up like a bad scene. At least for me, it's hard to pick a bad scene because then you're like, oh well, that's kind of fun. Oh well, that actually leads into so that you know what I mean. So there's just it's all good.
There's no bad.
This isn't all a good one.
Vargas, you've touched on your favorite scene of the Ku Klux Klan. How much do you like the KKK?
What?
Come on, Jose. We all know that you're our resident Clayton Bigsby.
I would be a leader just to the man. No, I just think it's like what you guys were talking about, the setting, and history this takes place. I really like that they are like the comedy that exists, because it's like one of the saddest time in American history, and yet they learn to have fun with it. Like it's just it kind of shows you a little bit. Like I know Nate doesn't like the whole Monty Python thing, but I've always liked that. It's like holding a mirror, to yourselves. It's like you got to learn to laugh about it. Yeah, it's a bad time, but you got to find the joy in life and shit. And like the guy was getting to prison, and he had 2 weeks left in his sentence. Then he gets sentenced to another 50 years. And then in the end, the girl will only marry him if they find the right ring. And it turns out she didn't even know where the hell left her. Like shit like that is just like it's like you can't make stuff up. Like it's hard. I'm pretty sure it's like they took pieces of their life and like just there's some things they didn't write that, like somebody said that or somebody that happened to somebody and they just happened to include it in this story, and it's funny, and it's just real life is funny as hell. You just have to take the time to really appreciate it, and that's what I liked about this whole history and everything. It's a good slice of Americana. It shows all aspects of it, from good to bad to, it's cool, man. I never felt any of it was tasteful. I really like how they do the movies, and it was just a fun time. And to answer your question, Isaac, I like them because they were like the OG marching band. They choreographed themselves really dang well. I really wouldn't have expected that from some rednecks.
And they can line dance. Where do you think they learned it?
It was KKKU.
Just saying.
All right, going into the buckets. Let's start with Vargas. Buckets.
Let's see. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. That's 11th letter.
That's 11.
Honestly, man, I liked it. Unfortunately, I don't see. Even though I don't really see a lot of references to it in pop culture, to take a major piece of literary work and reimagine it and make it your own. And dude, we're suckers for history. Like we really enjoy it. No matter, like me and Guy, I always love it when people rewrite or do something with history. I don't know why. we're just I wouldn't say we're history buffs, but we really like the comedy, timing. It's like to me, it's like I want to say it's an epic movie, and it's hard, but honestly, I don't know that. Yes, I'm rated a 10, man, because this is definitely one of those that I want to keep watching again, and I think it'll be a lot more fun if we kick back and watch it together. There's so shit
at the comic store.
Yeah, dude, because it's like it's
on
like
the screen.
Yeah, it's hard to like really match a Coen Brothers film for me, because it's so like they're masters of their craft. It's like the Russo brothers sometimes. Like they know how to do their shit. They know how to take all these different stories going on and just weave them together really damn well. So to me, even though it doesn't have that epicness that I know is one of the criteria, I still want to say that this is a 10 out of 10 movie, because this is definitely one of those that I want to recommend And when Itzel gets old enough, I want her to watch it because I know she's right there with that comic. So I know she's gonna enjoy this shit. So 10 out of 10 for me.
Nice. Scott's.
Yeah, the more I'm trying to think of like I said, bad moments in this movie, and there just isn't any. The pacing, the timing. I know we have like the criteria and stuff like that, and much like how Jose said it, there's, you know, as far as like epicness goes, it's highly entertaining. I think we should say epic/entertaining. Although then everything would be tense for me, but I've become the new Lego. But this one was so good. They're just like, I was laughing. I got the references to the literary references and the correlations, the history, like all of it, and they were able to weave all of it just seamlessly, and it was perfect. And you know, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. So for sure. I've counted to 3. Now it's your turn.
Oh, you said your piece?
I said my piece.
Yeah. You know, I in thinking about this movie, it really does seem like it's like a perfect film. You can't think of any bad parts. It's well written. It's well acted. Like I said, even when that cow gets hit by the car, it looks like a real cow got hit by that car. Like everything about it is just fantastic. And certainly it's a film that I would recommend watching multiple times. I just don't think it's on the level of something like Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's just not there. It's a different level. So I'm going to go with 9 for this movie.
Nate the Great.
You know, I'm thinking about the cultural relevance and you know, the Odyssey itself, it's pretty culturally relevant. So would a movie, or would this having influence on something down the road be attributed to this movie, or would it be attributed to the Odyssey? So, I mean, that's kind of maybe it's a disqualifying factor that might nullify the buckets in this case, or at least those buckets. But I am with Josh. I don't know that this is on the level of Raiders, but I think if we went back through our archives, we'd probably find some that we wouldn't necessarily think that were on the level with Raiders either. So yeah, I think I'm with Josh. I think I'll give it a 9.
Nice. Well, the Odyssey was published in 1614, and this movie was made in 1997, I think it was. But I like this movie a lot. It was 2000. Sorry, the year 2000 it came out. Yeah, that's quite some time between the writing and the movie. So I think that has a big.
Well, let's be fair. The Odyssey itself as a story probably dates to like BC.
Yeah.
It was probably first published as a book in the 1600s, yeah. but the writings from whence it came go way back. So, because the sequel
Odysseus.
Yeah, Odysseus.
Yeah.
I mean the original story, because it's a 2-parter, it's the Iliad and the Odyssey, and the Iliad is the story of the Trojan War. So we're talking about pretty ancient material.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Said my piece and I counted to 3.
No, you're not allowed to do that. That's my purview.
So I give it a 10 as well, because I love this film. Every time I watch it, I enjoy it. I need to watch it from beginning to end, because it doesn't feel right if I leave without finishing it. So yeah, 10 out of 10. So there you guys have it. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? By the Coen brothers, from yours truly, the Collection Connection fam.
Can I ask a quick question before we sign off?
And we're out.
What?
Joking.
I know some of you guys looked up extra videos and stuff. What is the title in reference to the Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
It's based off of another like book.
Yeah, there was so one of the Coen brothers had mentioned that they had read a book that took place in the time frame of the 1930s, And in that book, one of the
Sinclair.
characters wanted to do a play called "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?" And that's where they got the name for this film. It was just that reference that one character says in the book.
Okay. Just curious.
How wild is that? One little reference is what made your title of the film.
Yeah.
Nice.
Crazy.
Who's taking over? It's Nate next week, right?
It is.
Yes.
I will not be on next week because I'll be at a private event in.
It's all right. We're taking next week off.
You
It's
guys
gonna be
have
the week after.
No, we're taking next week off.
Okay, cool.
It's the Scott's anniversary next week also.
Oh, it's your week. It's your anniversary.
Yes.
That's where I'm gonna be, guys. I'm gonna be at the anniversary. It's a private event.
No, but we will be back the week after, and we will be reviewing Falling Down.
Oh yeah, that's the one. I was trying to figure out what movie.
Michael Douglas. I couldn't do Falling Down and not have Josh be there. And if you weren't going to be there too, we can't have Late to the Party with just me and Jose.
Late to the Party with Nate the Great and the Robot. You've been freezing up like a motherfucker, Jose.
It was very Xanadu. Oh. All right.
Circus Vargas.
Circus Vargas.
All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you in 2 weeks. All right. Let me tell you.